Okay, y'all, so I'm making this video. The guy, he came back, um, and he claimed that, oh, he was with his kids or whatever, but blah, 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 blah. And everything's supposedly cool between us, but I showed y'all my stomach and how I can't really suck it in. And, men, they just expect for you to just, be pretty, be cute, and, y'all just, you know, chill, have a good time. They don't want you telling them, oh, you pregnant, and then they're like, what the fuck, and all of this. And see, I feel bad because Marcus knows, and like he just, I could have tried to stick with him, but I was like, and where he is right now, I know his mindset. Like, he knows that I'm pregnant. He just like, whatever. And for me, that shit like numbed me from telling the next dude that I'm pregnant, knowing that it's a possibility he may already even know on the cool. But I it made me go from situation to situation where one man knows that I'm with child, all my ex-boyfriends knew, and then I gotta go to a next dude where supposedly I gotta pretend like I'm not pregnant every time I get with another man. And as you guys see, that's my only options. And the biggest thing is that I gotta pretend like I'm not pregnant, knowing that Marcus knows that I really am. And so I went into the bathroom and I was using the restroom. I got on this little bodysuit. So I saw my body and I was like, let me just put my hands on my belly, because when the guy wasn't around, if he ain't around, like, I was stressing about what was going down with him, as far as how he was treating me while he was gone, and then worrying about us not having nowhere to lay down and just relax, and where I can let my belly hang out and just be like, fuck it. Then the people that lied about it and talking about the urine test. But the main thing, when I went into the restaurant, I would just put my hands on my belly, because I was like, Lord, I know I ain't been carrying myself like I'm pregnant, and I've been sucking it in. I've been getting up and trying to move like I'm not with child, and I done had cramps and stings and stuff here and there from trying to move like I'm not with child, so people wouldn't notice, because then they wouldn't help me, want anything to do with the situation. So basically, I felt the baby moving, and I ain't gonna say I was surprised, but I was a little bit surprised, because when I put my hand on there, I knew I would feel something, because I've been feeling the movement anyway. And so, being that I'm just like very small and stuff like that, I was blown away, and I didn't really want to touch it, too much, especially with hiding it and being psychologically abused and left outside, and the sexual stuff that I didn't feel that I could do while I was pregnant, that I have done. And so I didn't really even want to touch it. Like, I knew that I'm not in no pain, like, or anything, but just the fact that I have been pregnant so long. And, there's been times that we did starve, and, like, I had to walk for miles. I've been through a lot. So I just kind of just go through the day walking like a little supermodel, sucking in my stomach. And I even have to not put my hand on my stomach around anybody, so they won't, suspect anything. And it's very psychological. So it's like psychological abuse for me. Let me step up here because his brother is pulling up, and y'all know that shit get on my fucking nerves. And he the second or third person. But anyway, so basically, for me to be having to suck in my stomach and, behave with the mannerisms like I'm not with child, it numbed me psychologically, and they're coming from every direction right now, pulling in and coming around. So anyway, um, I'm gonna go back over here now. People finna be all in my goddamn mouth that I'm just trying to get this shit out. So when I started feeling my stomach, I knew I would feel movement, but I was like, let me just go on ahead and put my hand right there and let it hang out without sucking it in. And I felt the baby on my hand like more than I normally would feel it, and it feel like I'm poking a little bit, but more than I normally I don't like people all in my mouth. If you watch my video, you watch my video. But while I'm making my video, stay the fuck out my mouth. But anyway, so I felt the baby moving. And then I put my hand on the other side and I felt my baby moving. And it felt like more stronger, like on the outside. Like, you know, a mother could feel it on the inside and you could feel it on the outside. And on the outside, I could feel the movement on my hands with my hand outside my belly a lot. And I felt it on both sides. I moved my hand to the left side and felt a lot of movement. Moved my hand to the right side, felt a lot of movement. And I was like, damn, this fucked up, because they got me walking around. And I was like, damn, I wonder what their intentions are. Are they trying to steal the baby? That's what came to mind. And then I was like, do they just want it to die? That I was thinking about that all day, you know, you know, with the whole cover up and everything. And then I even thought like, oh, well, there's been a thought to my mind like, oh, well, maybe they just really don't know. But I was like, nah, because God have shown me that they do. And I seen the little setups of people trying to hit me in the belly and all that other kind of shit. I know that people know. And then so poisoning, you know, shit like that, I know they know. And it's a woman coming, so I'm getting a little distracted or whatever, but I'm trying to hurry up because I told the man I wanted to step outside for a minute, but I have to go back up there with him. And I don't like people in my mouth. I really don't. So basically, I felt the movement and I was like, damn, so what are their intentions? You know, are they trying to steal it, kill it, you know, or why are they lying about it? And then I was like just thinking about that, ooh, excuse me, entire scenario or whatever. And I was like, you know, this baby is alive. And it just really made me really have to just really think about what their intentions are as far as Cynthia Overa and that whole entire Montgomery County in Texas. What are their intentions? And I understand they involved more of the United States and people from different states and things like that to help them lie about it in hospitals. And I thought about the urine samples, my urine samples that they were saying was coming back negative, and my blood samples that they were saying were coming back negative. But when I asked the people at the hospital to do the ultrasound on my stomach and the sonogram, they were refusing to do it. And I went to a private studio to have it done, and the lady was trying to crush the ultrasound tool into my belly real hard, like she was trying to hurt the baby. And I was very small. This was a little after I was released from the jail in Texas. I already knew they knew that Austin Metter had been shot all over the United States, and they knew that I was pregnant back there as well. So I've been bleeding. I've been bleeding, and I've been carrying the baby for a long time. I was bleeding for the entire 10 months that I was inside of the jail. So even after I was released, I kept bleeding, and I've been bleeding with what seemed like a normal period. And God said that it was because Austin was raping me and I'm pregnant, and that's why I'm bleeding. That's what the Holy Spirit said. And I was just thinking about the sonogram that when the lady was crushing the tool into my belly at the ultrasound studio, I had a vision, a dream, and in the vision it said something about Cynthia Overa having been a witch for a very long time, and that somebody followed me to these people ultrasound studio, and that it was very serious enough for them to follow me to this studio. And I don't know what happened with the actual results or what they said to this lady at this studio or what, but I'm pregnant, and I don't need some fake ass woman trying to discredit me that probably did see something on the ultrasound and sonogram but chose to withhold the information for these white people. And then they're refusing to do the sonogram and ultrasound in the hospital, and they know that I'm telling that, and it's like they keep on having setup after setup after setup to try to cover up everything that I'm putting out there. And so when I'm sitting in this bathroom butt naked, holding my belly, feeling my baby moving, possibly even twins or one, I'm over here not freaking out, but I'm just like, damn, I'm pregnant. And I was like, what are their intentions? Do they want to steal it? And I've had multiple women in my family talking about they pregnant. I've had multiple women talking about they was pregnant surrounding my situation, and I'm pregnant. And I got to go up here and chill and relax with this man. He's kind of handsome, you know what I'm saying? And he's been a gentleman, but the whole thing about yesterday, that was fucked up. And so I don't have no choice but to chill. And I got to lay down with him. And eventually I want to get comfortable, and I got to find a way to hide my stomach. And I feel like that's putting too much strain on my pregnancy as well, and too much strain on me psychologically to have to hide a pregnancy. And I was like, man, I want to have this baby, and I want to have my baby out of my body, and I want to be able to just be me, and I thought about when I get pregnant again. I was like, when I get pregnant again, I want to be around a man that's like, yep, she pregnant, she sure is, and she gonna let it all hang out. Come here, baby, open your mouth, let me give you some ice cream and sundae and all that. I'm like, because it's been hell for me to have to be sucking in my stomach and having been starved, and to try to pretend like I'm not pregnant. That has been very hectic on me. So let me, like right now, you see, this is my stomach, so I try to go through the day and just, suck, but this is it. Ooh, and I'm sucking right now because somebody is pulling up, and yeah. So anyway, I don't want to draw too much attention to my body. That's me sucking it in. And that's how I pretty much have to strut through my day for my survival. You know what I'm saying? Period. And then, like, when I just went in the restroom, I just kind of let it hang out. I'm going to do it, this, do it. He look like a baller, too. And, word of mouth, I don't know who. And if he see me out here poking out my belly, he might know somebody like, oh, yeah, she look that she all pregnant. She pregnant, but, I don't need all that. So I'm going to just kind of turn my back and suck my stomach in a little bit. And that's what I do, especially when a man know that you're pregnant in his house and he done been with you, and then now he gone doing whatever he doing, and you gotta suck in your stomach and hope somebody else will help you. They ain't gonna want to help you like that if they know you got a baby or if you pregnant, and then you already having complications and legal problems where people doing y'all dirty and stuff. They like, people don't want to deal with that. So I'm gonna show y'all my stomach. So this is it, just me just not sucking it in. And when I put my hand right here, I feel a lot of movement. Feel it right there too. So at first I was thinking, I was like, oh, well, I was even tricking myself to make myself think, hold on, because this man coming over here by me. Y'all know I don't do that. But I was tricking myself to make myself believe like, oh, well, what if I'm not pregnant, and what if it's something else wrong with me? Like, that's what they were trying to say in the jail. They was like, you're not pregnant, let's see what else it was. And they was making up all kind of stuff, and God kept showing me babies and kept fighting for me, and they kept doing witchcraft, trying to punch me in the stomach, in the spirit, and all kind of shit, and kept refusing to take me to the doctor when I told them I felt the baby moving still. And I don't know if I got bigger, it feel like I have, and it's just so much. It's just so much. So I felt it, and I almost tricked myself and just started acting like I wasn't pregnant, and then I realized that I was hurting my body by behaving that way, because they're lying and it's psychologically abusing me, where they want me to go on with my life and pretend like I don't have this baby inside of me, so they could just get away with whatever wickedness they want to do to me and my kids. Like, oh, lie about her case, lie about her apartment, lie about her baby, taking her baby, lie about what her family and friends and the community did, and these gang members and police and hospital. Let's lie about it and let her walk around with that baby in her, and then we could just sabotage her from there and make everybody think she's fucking crazy. And for me to be sitting up knowing that they're Satanists, and they sitting back laughing this entire fucking time knowing that I have this baby inside of me, it makes my blood boil. And they know that I don't have no family. They know I don't have nobody in this world to stand up for me. They know that all I have is God, and they're Satanists, so they think it's funny. And they know that I don't have no type of way to vindicate myself, as far as what's being done. And it scared me, because as a woman, I started making myself believe like, nah, maybe it was something else, knowing damn well that I know that I'm pregnant, and I've been pregnant this whole damn time. I even got the baby heartbeat, and that's how evil it is, where they want to try to trick you to make you think you're not even pregnant. And I said, well, what are their intentions? Because I know that I am. So what are their intentions? Are they trying to steal it? Are they trying to kill it? Are they trying to make it die in me? What are they trying to do to us? Because they're lying, and I'm pregnant. And it's making me scared to trust any doctor. It's making me scared to go to any of them when I see how many of them have sold us out. If they want to blame me for anything that happened to my pregnancy, then you can blame me. But don't lie about my pregnancy and say that I'm not pregnant, and you know that I am. And that makes me believe that it's something more sinister as to why they were lying in the first place. And they done lied about so much that it make me wonder, what is your reasoning for lying? And I know that they was ritually abusing us. Like, they was abusing me while pregnant, knowing that I was pregnant, and they was all getting off on abusing me. So to feel the baby moving and stuff like that is just very scary. Knowing that they still want to cover it up, and it's eating me up inside, knowing that I'm so severely abused, and that all I can do is pretty much go downhill from here, because I can't tell this man that I'm pregnant. So now I got to be around another person that supposedly doesn't know that I'm with child, and I'm in this person vicinity a lot, and I only have certain time frames to where I can tell what's going on. And if I start stepping out too much and talking about the situation around the person, then they're gonna try to say I'm crazy, or I gotta move around, and all this old kind of stuff. So this is why I'm putting out as much information as I can about my case and my children and what they are doing. I don't want to talk to nobody. Leave me the fuck alone. I don't need no distractions, please. Fuck alone. You see, I got my phone right here, so why the fuck is you bothering me? Get the fuck out of my face, because I'm not playing about this shit. And so now I gotta go back up in here and just trust in my God. And I've been saying that, and God said something about at the end they were gonna be calling him my God. They're gonna be like, yo God. Because see, right now, everybody they say God, 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 as if everybody knows God. Everybody talk about God like they know him. But when this is all done, when people talk about God, they going to say, yo, God, Andrea, your God did this for you. Your God did that for you. And it reminds me of the Bible when they say the God of Israel. And when Israel will come into these towns, they'll be like, oh, we heard about your God. You know what I'm saying? And so now I kind of understand to a greater degree, with me being powerless in this situation, to where if I make it through, people will say, yo, God did it for you, because they know that I was powerless. There was nothing that I could do as far as being denied medical care as an African American woman in America, having shot a white Caucasian male in self-defense. You guys do not understand the magnitude of the racism that I am dealing with in this country. I'm out. I'm free of all the charges, but I'm not free of the racism and the degradation that they do and that other blacks do to one another to try to make it in this system. And they willing to cover up my pregnancy and cover up the abuse and cover up the litigation abuse and the fraudulent documents and the case without a jury involved with my child. And they willing to cover up everything, my family, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's one thing to be able to depend on your family, but when I was in that jail cell, I couldn't depend on my family for anything. I couldn't depend on my family for nothing growing up. I couldn't depend on my family for nothing when I was raised in Melbourne by myself. I could not depend on my family for anything when I was in college or when I was a young adult. I could not, so all of that caused me to lean on God, and it's caused me to have a lot of enemies throughout my life because there was so many people that just wanted to see me fail, and God kept causing me to prevail, and it caused me to have more and more and more enemies because those same people that wanted to hurt me, they go back and tell folks that, oh, Andrea be talking about God, and Andrea, because I do. And I've been doing it my whole life. When they try to defeat me, I throw God into it and I make it. And now I got a whole fucking coven that done heard about me and my legacy, with God being my glory, and they attacking me and my children to try to win the battle against the Most High, because that's how much I have prevailed in America as an African American Indian woman. That's how much I have prevailed in America with Jesus Christ, to where I have a whole coven attacking me and my children and my relationship with my children, to the point where you causing me to be denied medical care for my child, and you got doctors that's refusing to help us because a white man got hurt that was attacking us, and they trying to make a statement to say that they feel that a black baby and a black woman life is so less to them than this white male having been hurt for attacking us, that they lying and denying us medical care, trying to show their allegiance to white supremacy, white America, and the American flag, and these white presidents that know what's going on in their country, but they haven't put a stop to these people denying me medical care. And I don't want to be involved with Secret Service. I don't want to be involved with the Fed. I don't want to be involved with nobody talking about you doing no damn investigation, and you need to talk to me about these allegations, because they already know what they did and they know that it's wrong. And I done spoke against the whole entire system, and I meant what I said, because they know that this young white male was shot, and they know why he was shot, and they tried to avenge him, and that's what they still trying to do. And I'm upset about the shit because I'm a female and he a grown ass man attacking me and running me out of my home with my baby in my arms, and I shouldn't have to run out of my home. I should have the right to protect myself in my home. And then you have the police that's saying they the only ones who can protect you and make and call the shots about who can do what to defend who. But then when somebody call y'all to do something about it, y'all got an attitude about it because I done let the man back in my house. And I explained my story about the manipulation that him and Cynthia was doing, and that I didn't even really want to let him back inside of my home when he got out of prison. And he had a warrant for drugs and theft from prior charges before the assault, family violence charge, and the rape charge, and the assault, family violence, and assault on a public servant conviction. So this young man have a whole long history of being bipolar and schizophrenic and being diagnosed with this and not taking medication for that, and having all kind of run-ins with the police and being violent with people all over the community. So how dare you try to come and avenge this young white male for attacking me in my home, running me out in the streets, attacking me in the streets, and then having the nerve to come into a restaurant where I ran for help with my baby in my arms and attack me in the restaurant with my baby, all because we have a child together? No, I'm not a bed wench. And I understand that I'm a part of history in America, because now I understand how deep-seated the racism really is, and I understand that I'm a major part of Black history, not because I wanted to be, not because I'm trying to make a statement, but simply because these people thought to abuse me because I had a baby by a white man, and then they still abusing people because of the color of their skin and the texture of their hair all throughout the community and the media, and they oppressing people, and they don't want you to talk about it, and we don't really even want to talk about it, but then they continue to do it, and they continue to do it. And there are race relations as far as black males and females, the way that we treat one another, and then everybody want to get all upset when somebody have a baby outside of another race, to where they want to mistreat that person. And these are children involved, and this is people who love one another, from different ethnicities, from the same ethnicities. But at the end of the day, nobody should be abusing and putting their hands on nobody within the home, and in no relationship. Shouldn't be nobody getting drunk and abusing people inside of the home. And the police should not try to make the call about when a woman can say that she had enough with a man. And that's what the police were trying to do. They were trying to manipulate the situation to keep me from being able to have Austin Meta out of my home after he got out of prison for Cynthia O'Vera. And my thing is, I told Austin when he got out of prison, I said, if you come back into this house and you start abusing me again, that is it. I'm not taking you back no more. And I already didn't want to take him back into the home, was very hesitant about it because of that. And he came right in there and started abusing me, and he did it repeatedly. And I told the police, I called them several times, and they were trying to manipulate it to make it seem like I was calling 911 on him for no reason. And the truth is, I was done with him. I said, if you get out of prison doing this to me, I am done. And they took away my rights as a woman to have that protection. I tried to help him when he got out of prison. I tried to get him some help when he started first abusing me. But then once I realized that he just was worse, and he felt like now he had enablers, people who would allow him to get away with it because they didn't want to see him go back to prison, then I was like, no, he have to go. And I don't want none of y'all in my life. Like, me and my son are doing just fine without him. And because he was white, and because people was thinking about whatever I had in my house, they were too busy worrying about my car, my house, my home, instead of worrying about the protection of me and my children. They was too busy trying to steal whatever they could steal from us, and trying to separate us for their own sinister reasons. And now I'm a mother out here in America, just speaking out for my rights, for medical care about my pregnancy, and for rights to my child, and for rights to having somewhere to live, rights to legal aid, rights to have someone to help me to file a lawsuit. This is ridiculous, and it's so many people that's involved, to where like you wanted to involve murder. Like, you have nurses working in the jail that knew that there was people that wanted to kill me to cover up my case, and they still kept coming up there, going to work every day, lying on fucking medical reports, and refusing to send us to the proper people who they knew could help us. There was black women in there. There was a black woman who wanted to help us, but there was white Caucasian police officers trying to stand in the way of me getting medical care. And I had started going into labor, and my body ain't jump started to go into labor, but it did in the jail. And I never grew up thinking that, oh, I'll be a little girl from a very bad neighborhood that will end up being abused by a white male from a middle-class family in one of the wealthiest neighborhoods in the state of Texas, and end up being what they call the first black woman to hurt a white man in America. Okay, I didn't mean to hurt him. And people say, oh, you didn't mean to. No, I was protecting myself. So it ain't like I just went up to him and hurt him for no damn reason. Okay, so at the end of the day, people could say excessive force. Fuck that. When you messing with somebody and you abusing somebody, whatever happened to you is whatever happened to you. I don't go picking up nothing and bothering nobody, and I don't go hurting anybody, because if I hurt somebody and they fuck me up and knock me upside the head with something, I can't go run to the police and say, oh, Sasha hit me in the head with a brick, and I chased Sasha all around the neighborhood with her baby in her hands and trying to fight her or whatever, and I was attacking her in her house and